Hey everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about the artist Zoe Thorogood. Um, I first became aware of her work this year when I just started out collecting comics again. Um, the first issue that I had picked up was her Ha Ha cover. Um, I didn't know who she was at the time, and I had just started picking up Haha, the series, in floppies. And that was just the cover that I gravitated to. I just was very enthralled by the line work, just very thin, um, just amazing line work, and the detail is just really cool too. Um, I thought it was a really interesting cover, so I picked that one up. After that, I I didn't really know anything else that she had done until my friend Champ, who works at the comic shop that I go to, um, they were like, "Oh, have you heard of the book, uh, The Impending Blindness of Billy Scott?" I was like, "No, I'm unfamiliar with that." I'm like, who does the work in it?" And they told me it was Zoe Thorogood. Um, they lent me the book. Um, I read, so I got it was so that book itself is her um, first major uh, like cartoon work. Um, Zoe did all of the illustration and writing. It's a graphic novel, and it's like a little under 200 pages. And the copy that I had was kind of like a tabloid size book, so it was a really nice version of having a story. Just having it a little bit larger, you can kind of see more of the detail in the work. Um, I still haven't bought the book yet. It's on my to buy list for sure. The artwork is just incredible. And so immediately after reading that, I was like, I need to find out more of what Zoe's done, and I need to start collecting it because her art is amazing. So then I started digging through back issue bins, where I did happen to find the Crowded cover that she did back in 2020, which is, from what I can tell, is when Zoe had her first start, was in 2020. Um, she did a cover for Crowded and then another series called Origin. I haven't been able to pick that cover up yet. It's kind of hard to come by. Um, but it was either Origin or Crowded was her first cover. And so like Crowded, just really nice pastel colors, but then you can kind of see the major detail in like the hair, and the way she draws faces is very fascinating to me too. Just the little elongated, pronounced cheek and chin line of that one, just it really caught my attention. Um, and then a couple that I had to order from Preview. I had to order her Homesick pilot cover. Um, this one's a really nice one too. Just like the detail in that skull is so fucking cool. Um, so I had to order that one on Previews, and then I also had to order her cover for Eve, which just like the details in the greenery is just phenomenal. Just very sharp, and just like so much. It's minimal but detailed in the spots that really make it pop. Um, And then I also had to order Life is Strange from Previews. That was another one that I couldn't find in the back issues. Really nice minimal cover. You can really just, all of her really nice line work goes into the detail of the characters. So those 4 series, I haven't read any of the books for. I solely just collected them for her covers. I know that's I hate being the guy that is a cover collector, but I just love her work, and I will buy any cover that she does or anything that she does going forward for sure. One that I had on my radar that I knew to pick up when this came out was her Ice Cream Man cover, which is just like super creepy. I mean, the series itself is a very strange Twilight Zone / horror series. But just like the detail in the kids, and then just like this really creepy version of the Ice Cream Man. That one's really interesting. Then, so Haha, the series I mentioned earlier, this I have collected the series. I haven't read through all of them. I read through issue 2, which is, from what I can tell, Zoe's first interior illustrations for a book, which I feel like is a pretty key thing, since before that, for a year, she was only doing covers. But so this is all illustrated by Zoe. Just really a really good introduction to her work. That, and I'd say The Impending Blindness of Billy Scott. Those are both really good entry points. Then let's see. So recently, Rain just came out. It came out this past Wednesday. This is a new series that she's working on. The series is called Rain, which is a short story that Joe Hill had written in a book that was published in 2017. So Rain is a short story about this weird freak weather incident, and it just starts raining nails out of the sky. I haven't read the Jonah Hill short, but this is going to be a five comic series, and this would, from what I know, is her second interiors. So Zoe is the lead artist on the entire series, so all the interiors and cover A's will be of Zoe's art. It's just like the detail of the nails raining, super cool. Again, like the character faces, just nicely minimal, but they seem very real for a cartoon. Just like the freckles, very like all just the minor details. She doesn't seem to overlook, and really just really thrives through doing the tiny or the tedious line work. That's, I feel like, what really just makes her work pop. All of the series that she's worked on for covers, have pretty much been through Image, aside from Origins and Proctor Valley Road, which are two covers that I'm missing that she did. Those came out of Boom Studios. So those are two that I'm waiting to get to. I've come across both on the internet. The one is an exclusive. The Proctor Valley Road cover is an exclusive through Rabbit Comics online, so one's a little pricier. So I'm just kind of waiting and saving up some extra comic money for that. Zoe's super interesting to follow on Instagram, which is where I keep up with a lot of her work. At Zoe Thorogood is her handle. The really cool thing that I have enjoyed is that she'll go live and she'll just start, drawing and inking a page that she's working on, which is super fascinating if you're into the whole art and production side of comics or art in general. Really get to see the attention to detail that she has, especially with her inking. The inking is always very interesting to me from artist to artist that I've been getting into this year. And she uses just like a nice fine tip gel pen, which from watching a lot of YouTube videos and people talking about like their tools of the trade, a lot of them talk shit on pens, especially gel pens, since they're not archival ink. They're all, you got to use the pen and ink jar, your number 0.5 nib or 0.3 nib, these like really like old school things that, it doesn't matter. You can make a comic however you want to make it. So like just watching her pen work and just precisely draw on the paper, like I feel like it's always hard with gel pens because you get smears pretty easily, but she just has like a really light hand, and it's really fun to watch as she's drawing live, and she usually interacts with anybody in the room, so she always takes questions, and it's very fascinating to find out little bits of her life in the comic book industry. I'm trying to think. She also recently has been selling her art, her original pages on cadencecomic.com. Super reasonable. Like you can get an 11x17 for a little under $300, which seems like a steal to me. I feel like this is just like the start of her career. She's fairly new. You can still find this stuff for cover price or slightly over online. You could probably even find it in some back issues in your local shop. I highly recommend picking up what you can from her. I think this year's going to be her year where she gets a lot more recognition. Like last year was just like building up to this point, I feel like. She got a lot of good press and notice from her graphic novel that she did. She's working on a second graphic novel, which should be also amazing for this year. And then she's going to have her first Marvel story, or like drawings for a Marvel story in the Women of Marvel. That issue is supposed to be coming out March 9th. I forget. Um, Zoe had mentioned which character and what, and a little bit about the story, but I forget at the moment who her story's going to be about for that Marvel series. But yeah, check her out. Amazing artist. I think she's gonna win some awards this year for sure. I also forgot to mention that she did a cover for the series The Department of Truth. I don't know why I forgot about it, because I really love that series. It's a Tinian series, like writing. Just fucking amazing. Just like a very conspiracy, weird culty type shit. But so Zoe did a cover for that in 2021, and it was right as I was starting to pick up Department of Truth floppies, and for some reason I didn't go with her cover, and I've been kicking myself every day now because that one is probably like the hardest to find, and when I've found it online, it is a pretty hefty investment when it comes to a single issue of a comic book. I love the series, but like I'd be solely buying it for the cover. So yeah, hopefully one day that's kind of like my holy grail of Zoe's work. But yeah, so as always, take care, support your local comic shop, take care of your friends, and support your local libraries. Till next time.